Hello and welcome. Okay, so I have a project and there's actually 6 of us that are going to do kind of the same thing and kind of not the same thing. We each had to send 6 items to the other person. And we are supposed to use those items, at least 3. 6 would be better, in all of our projects. We're going to show it in a little video hop kind of thing the 3rd Wednesday of every month. And we're using my stuff first. So I kind of had a little advantage. I got to play around a little bit. And I was trying to come up with some backgrounds to go with the stuff I sent. And all of these work. They're not perfect, but they're not bad. I can't complain. Oh, blank paper. It's a little more yellow than I really wanted, but there's yellow in this. So it's kind of all blended. And actually, I was going to just ink some more paper and start from the whole kit and caboodle on my paper, but you know what? I just decided not to. We're not going to do that today. I will explain to you how I made these papers. I'll do a little one here and see if it'll work so you see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm using a pigment ink pad, and I don't know if you can see all the little blue speckles. That's what it's picked up when I sprinkle the, what is that stuff called? The Brusho, maybe. There's Color Burst, and I have Brusho. And I use sandstone. And you would not believe, or you wouldn't think, I guess is how I should say that, but it has blue in it. And if you look, a lot of my papers that I inked have blue spots. And that's what I used. So I'm still going to use it because it's going to be the same thing, and I do not use pigment ink hardly at all. In fact, I hadn't used it for years until I tried it on a jelly plate, and I kind of liked it. So I'm going to do that one. I like the Distress Oxide, but this one by itself is darker than I want, so I'm just going to put a little bit on it. And then I'm going to take this off-white here, which you can see has little blue specks. It looks kind of like it's, molded or something, but it's not. It's really okay. And considering this is just kind of a mixed up, messy kind of fun thing, we don't have to worry about whether it's right or not. So I'm going to give it a couple little mists. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it a couple of little shakes. And now I'll get some spots where I didn't have the water, because I'm going to spray it one more time. And you can kind of let it run and do its thing if you want. It's not really a big deal one way or the other. And then we print. This is a piece of plastic picture frame. It was supposed to be 6 frames, and it was clear in front, clear in back, and you slid your picture and it hung on a ribbon. And perfect size for the 5x5. So that's what it turns out like. Not a lot of effort, and you get a lot of cool grunge. And like I said, I really had planned on doing that on my page, but I have replanned after seeing all of these, and I'm going to tear these up and use these because they're cool. So these are the items that I sent. I sent this cute little book plate, brass book plate. This is adhesive. It could be used on it. It could be used as a stencil. This is called tree wrap. A friend gave it to me. Never seen it till she did. This cute little envelope. And this was one sheet, but it tore pulling it out of the top value stamps. And this one is just a single of 50, and then this is 50. And if you just bend it right, a lot of these will peel off. Some of these, that little chunk there did. And maybe I just used that. There was a piece of a dress pattern. And of course, it's quite a large piece, but, you know, I'm anxious to see what everybody else uses because, you know, we don't have to use the whole thing. And I think that's pretty cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is, good thing I was going to do that. It's already gotten speckles on it from my fingers. So this is my page. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to bind it yet. I definitely want to have them all in one book. So, and I didn't want just this size, so we have a fold over. So I guess we will get started. You're all here from the get-go. We don't know what it's going to look like until it's done. So let's all hang tight, and hopefully we come up with just the most amazing piece that we're happy with. And even if we're not happy with it, that's okay. We will play till we are happy with it. So the paper I'm using right now is a True Ray construction paper. And even though, wow, my screen went blank. I hope you guys didn't get that. Even though it's going to be collaged on there and it seems to be stiff enough to hold up, it's really strong, but it glues down just really good. So we're going to do the background, and I'm just tearing out my papers. Now I could be a little more precise if I wanted to, and sometimes I will want to, and I can tear this with my ruler and just get some chunks. And so I think we're just going to start with that, and let's tear this one up a little bit. Gets a little pile of stuff there. And some of this one. I don't know if y'all know on tearing. Okay, so I want this piece right here, this side. And if I want it to be white edged, I pull the other side away. If I want it to be no white edge, I pull that away. Not a big deal. Just kind of lets you go, you know, different ways, different times. Sometimes you need the white edge, and sometimes you don't want the white edge. It doesn't make me too big a deal because I'll probably ink the edges anyway. So I got me a little pile of stuff here. And I still got papers left over, so I'm really doing good. And I think just because it's here, I'm going to go ahead and double check this and see if there's a part I would like to put in there also. Kind of like the ladies. So I'm going to save that. It might be a special spot somewhere. And I don't really want the black in there. Not big. This one should have taken a ruler because it is very fragile. Doing its own little thing. So I'm going to get me a glue stick. Oh no, I'm looking around and I only see that I have one out. I hope we can finish this project. If not, we'll have to go get some more. So just to be safe, because this is so brittle, I'm going to put it on here like this, and I'm just going to kind of mark where it is. So I don't have a lot of extra glue. And I'm just going to stick it down. And to me, the best thing about a glue stick is burnishing it. Just got to keep working it. And I believe that the heat helps a little bit too. If I can, I use my hand because I figured my hand's going to give me better heat faster. So we're going to just continue on. And I'm not really planning anything. I'm just giving myself a background. Just gluing on the chunks and then sort of just decide once in a while whether or not that's exactly the chunk I want. And because I like lots of texture, I'm going to pull out a couple of stamps. I'm so glad my stuff is right here and I just have to turn around and reach for things because I really did not know what I was going to do until I started. And I still really don't know. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. And I think that's what's the cool part of this challenge. So I think I'll just put some marks and maybe they'll stay there and maybe you'll see them and maybe you won't. I like to use my unmounteds this way because I can just get some marks and I don't have to worry about getting all of it because I don't want all of it. If I wanted all of it, I would have stamped it before I started. So we will continue on. Don't y'all like my pretty little blue tape? I have an overhead light and this is where it shines. So I fixed it because that little glare is just kind of a pain. I do want to try to be somewhat thoughtful of what's going in the fold so that it doesn't lift like that. I'm just going to pull that off. And this little piece is not stuck down because there's no glue on it. And just going to continue. Continue. It is so funny. As I go along, I come up with a new thing. But so far, knock on wood, everything I find I want to use is within reach in just seconds. So I have some craft colored deli paper that I think is going to just be amazing. So we use the alphabet. Let's do some numbers. And I ink the whole thing in one step, but I hold the other side up, so I get one less inking. I think us crafters sometimes just love to find what'll give us a break in time. Not really a break in time, just saves us time. That's what I should have said. So I'm going to put this one over here. I might like torn edges, but I do like my edges even on the outside. Let's go ahead and put some glue on this and use this too. Because this is nice and thin, I'm going to put it right there in the middle. Let's get some. Okay. Wonder if we can get some more of these to come off. I do believe that if you soak them in water, they will come off, because I did that with some really cool book pages that somebody had glued into another old book, and they came off really well. So, but I'm not too worried about whether these do. I'm just kind of going for the thinness of it. Let's tear off a little bit. Yeah, you can still feel the sticky on the back. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at the cool little image it leaves in glue. Oh, simple things for simple people. I think we'll just put a little chunk of this in here just to add some contrast. And go back to some of my papers. Okay, I'm not completely sold on this, but we're going to make it work. Hopefully we can do the fun little things that I like to do to collages and get it to be my style again. I'm used to working in lots of bright, fun colors, so this one's kind of difficult. Let's do the alphabet again. Just right there. Okay, let's just take our little inking brush. Let's just get some of these edges. You know, I have some of those really cool brushes that you can do like over stencils, and they're really cool. But you know, since I got the ones of these that are domed, I never think to pick them up because I like these. It doesn't show lines, even though lines are good sometimes. But I like this. My ink pad is pretty low. I like it really dark. I use walnut stain. A lot of people use the vintage photo, and I have that one and it's okay, but I just like the dark because I like the dark contrast. But you can always do this if it's not getting as dark as you want. And I don't even care if it's kind of splotchy, because I think that's the look I'm going for. Got my grunge on. So let's take some of this paper that's just kind of, just kind of, yeah, that's it. You can tell when I'm tired of something and I want to change it up a little bit. That's when I do the bigger pieces. But it's going to be okay. I really do think so. Well, I really do hope so. Okay, I think we're going to stop there, at least for right now. some ink on here. Okay, so put the lid on the glue stick for just a minute. And on this, and now I'm going to get my dirty water here. Only because I didn't know I was going to use water. And I really wasn't planning on it, so we are going to add a little bit of details as soon as I find the right one. This is it. Hold your ears. Okay, so I'm going to take this pastel pencil, and I got it in the water, and I'm just going to darken my edges really good. When I do collage, I almost always outline everything and shade everything, and I just recently realized that my pastel pencils can do this and still work and be cool. And I've got a splash of water there. I don't know if you can see it, but I like the action that's going on the page. And I can always just add something in. And if I don't want to do it wet, I don't have to. I like it both ways. Let's try this right here. I'll just do this, and then I'll use my bigger stuff. Now that one didn't blend too well, and I'm going to guess because the pastel pencil is still wet. Let's see how that one does. Yeah, much better. And you can get that shading, and I don't mind if my paper comes up like that, because then it gets a different texture, and then I can just kind of come here and smooth it down. And yet it's got those wrinkles showing up now. So, but I do think I like it like this, like that kind of vintage old look. And by spreading it out really far with my fingers, it's given me, you know, lots more colors and color variances throughout. I'm going to kind of guess that the other people's stuff will be more fun than mine, because it's all new to me and it's more of a challenge. This I picked out, so, but maybe it won't. Who knows? It's just hard to say. Let's add some. And so I kind of like that. Yeah, but we need something here. And I think if we have the right stamp here, we will just, well, I don't see the one I was wanting, so I'm going to try a different one, because there's no reason to stand up, right? I'm going to use this one for just some texture. It's kind of a crackly. It doesn't really show up much because I've got so many other shades of brown, but I kind of like it. So now I'm going to take this one, and I'm not sure what this is, just a bunch of lines, but I like it. And it just adds some more texture in there. I'm liking this. Not my normal everyday style, but it's getting there. And let's go ahead with the black Stabilo pencil and get some really dark around the edges. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I own paintbrushes. But the best ones on the market aren't even on the market. They're on my hands. Now, I'm only going to do this spread with these items, but I do eventually want to do something on the other side. And when I get ready to put it all together, I will definitely make another video. But we're doing this once a month, so this will go clear until November. So, see, I just tied it all together. Well, let's go ahead and fold this. Yeah, we definitely can't put it in an album like this. So, we'll have to do something to the other side. Yay! Folded good. So now, we're kind of done with all my tore up pile of papers. Boom! And I think we're done with the ink for a while. Let's put the lid on the water. There's a reason we have a glass jar that has a lid. Yes, there is. So we have all these fun things to choose from. And I think I need some more of the pattern in there. I think we're going to go with this lady because she's just, I don't know. She's just telling me she wants to be in there. And yes, my stuff talks to me. And I talk to it. And y'all have to hear it because I don't know how to do a voiceover. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm recording this before it comes out, so lots of things could happen between now and then, but I'm going to guess we're all trying to get back into the swing of life. I am. And I hope everyone else is. If you've ever used a colored glue like the purple on a really old paper, it just loses its color immediately. And I've come to the conclusion that's because the old paper just sucks it up. Not sure we'll put the word on there, but we might. So we got to get some definition on this. Go to my other cup of dirty water because the lid's not on it, but it's far away. Hey. Just get a little edge in there. And you know, I'm thinking about possibly getting my pastel pencils out and coloring her face and her shirt, so it's kind of got that hand tinted look. I don't know that I will, but I'm thinking about it. So let's tear this little piece. Oh, but maybe I kind of want something long, so let's just tear this one off and see where that goes. And I have this envelope, and I will definitely have to find something to make a tag to put on there. And I'm thinking right here, is it going to fit? Oh my goodness, it's like it was tailor-made. So we're going to put that there. Yes, we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and put some marks on this. I'm going to use this. I don't know for sure. It kind of reminds me of some kind of form or something like a vintage receipt. I don't know that I've ever stamped it well enough to read it because I always just want the textures. Let's go. Guess we're going with numbers because that's one I picked up. Ooh, I like it. Oh, string's got its own mind here. Why did I just ink the back side when I'm gonna glue it down? Oh, that's right. I'm not gonna glue it down. So let's stamp on it. That was one of my ideas that I didn't say out loud. So going with the alphabet this time. And then let's go ahead and put the numbers down this part, because those numbers are upside down. And then these we'll put right there. Oh, so cute. So cute. So it's going to go right here, but I think I'm going to do it as a flip because I have this really cool super wide washi tape that color-wise goes pretty good. Music notes. Well, maybe it's going to go good if you can pull it off the roll correctly. I'm thinking you need to be smarter than the washi tape. So we're going to use it how it comes off, by golly. But you know what? We don't want to do that right now because I don't know what else is going in here. So I'm going to do that right there. That's where it's going to go. And I think we could put... Yes, I change my mind this often. And the funny thing is, I don't usually audition things. I just glue it down and then decide where it's going, you know. Don't really think about it too much. So we have that. So we have used the dressmaker's paper, and we have used some of the stamps and some of the paper. So we have this in our pocket, and let's get this all up here in one pile. We have this and this left. Pocket too, but we know where it's going. And this, I'm pretty sure, is going to come over here on this side and be put on here, but probably not. I will probably change my mind on that one too. So first thing first, I am going to use this as a stencil because I want it darker color anyway. So we might as well get some texture out of it too. Not sure how much of it I'm going to use, so we're going to have lots of little polka dots. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's see if we can get that adhesive backing off. Probably could if we had decent fingernails. So we'll come over here and get the pokey tools. There we go. Ooh, look, the back is really cool too. It's not sticky, it's shiny, but it's really cool. So I bet it would make a good stencil to keep around too. So I'm just going to tear this. And we know, boy, this is sticky. I'm not really sure what it is. Hubby brought it home and I've been using it ever since. So let's see. Got to keep remembering that my seam is there, and I want to... Now I'm hoping that that stays down real well and that I don't have to go back in and glue it, because I'm not sure how strong that adhesive is. Since I think it's drywall tape, it's probably pretty strong, and it feels fairly strong on my fingers. So I think I want to put it right there. And I think that we'll put some more. Yeah, My stuff gets lost a lot. You just don't know why. Kind of go in the wrong direction, but I still like it. I just wish I would have remembered to re-ink this before I started. Wouldn't have had to push so hard. I don't mind the yellow, but it's just a bit brighter than the whole image is starting to be. And, you know, I have the washi tape, but I'm not real sure about it either. So I'm tearing this. I need no idea where it's going yet. But I'm thinking I want some points. So we're trying to tear it into little pieces. How many of you are hollering at me when I can't find my glue stick? Oh, it's up there, it's up there. And I think I'm going to use both sides of this because this other side is really dark. And I think it could use the contrast in here. Stretchy too. I wonder if it's like, if it's tree wrap, if it's like an ace bandage for a tree. Okay. So now we're just down to this and putting the pocket in. And of course, it's going to need something else because this is just not enough. I'm thinking this might come over here. And then the pockets go in here. And I was going to use the washi tape, but I think I'm going to kind of, let's see. I'm going to kind of do a double layer stuff here. Got the washi tape, and yes, it's upside down, but that's okay. And then we're going to come over here and put another piece. Oh, I guess that's Christmas. It says Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell. Okay, and there's some of this left. And I think that I'll tear it this way and put it on this way as just a little added security. And of course we don't want the white, so we're going to kind of do that. And flip it over. And we're going to get some over here. So we have our little pocket. And we don't have a single thing to go in our little pocket. So we'll take this little index card that's already in our color scheme. And it can go in there. And we do need to trim a little bit of that off. And because it's an index card, it's already lined. But it just needs more. That more is less is just, or less is more, is just not in my vocabulary. I heard it once, but I never have believed it. So now we have a little decoration on our little card. can't believe for the most part I'm using exactly what was in here. Okay, so I think we need something else. I just haven't figured out what, because I didn't drag anything else out with the intentions of using this stuff. So let's see. I don't know if this stuff, oh my goodness, looky, looky, looky. There's my contrast that's been crazy bothering me to have. So we are going to make a mess and continue making a mess. So we're going to add some contrasting in here. Let's go right here. Boy, this stuff doesn't want to stick. I'm not sure it's going to stay. There we go. Spoke too soon. Let's put a little bit right here. I forget that's not glued in, so I can pull that up, and this does definitely stretch if you try. That is what it needed. It needed that little bit of darkness. I don't have any fingers left that don't have glue on them, so everything sticks to my fingers. I am sorry this is going longer than I thought it would, but I'm really enjoying myself. And I will put this here, and let's get a pokey tool. I like the look of the little brads, but when you have big fingers, it's just kind of hard to use them. I think we need the baby wipes. Man, were my fingers dirty and gluey. It's not straight. That will drive me crazy. So we got that one. Let's poke another hole, because we'll cover it up back there. Nobody will ever see it. Let's see if we can get this one back in there. Much better. So we have a little something in here, our little card. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because I think one wrap is plenty. It's not over bulging. So cut that off. And you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit. I don't think I want the black. I want my brown. Although the black isn't bad. I do find sometimes if I have excess glue that the pastel pencils don't want to always write. So you got to keep that in mind too. I can probably dip them in the water and get a good enough off of them, but the way these wiggled. And I think it needs one more thing. Where we will invite, oops, his head fell off. We invite Mr. Grinch to join us. And I'm just going to make some marks. A lot of times I will put this in this hand and make marks because they are so much more random because I'm not left-handed. And they're just, I don't know. At first, when I first seen people doing this, I didn't like it at all. But the more I see it and the more I try it, it's like, okay, I can do that. And I love the look of heavy lead lines around things too. Now, I like it and I'm happy with it and we could stop, but I have a new thing I played with and I haven't used it on any project. And it's when I was trying my papers out, is this amazing embossing powder. It's a Seth After. And so we're going to use a little, we're going to get rid of this stuff that's sticking to me everywhere. We are going to get a little bit of, I have two different kinds of embossing ink from him and I love, love, love them. This one is a refill and conditioner and it is got a roller ball. And this one is a brush. Now, on this, it was the brush and it went on real heavy. And this was a brush, but I thinned it, or didn't thin it. I just wiped a lot off and just hit and miss. But these lines like that, that's the roller ball. So I think we're going to do the roller ball first. And let's get somewhat prepared. Get us a piece of paper to protect my surface. Ha ha ha. Oh, I see lights. Okay, much better. So this is weathered gold. That would be this part that you don't see real well. And this is the crusty copper. That's my favorite. So I'm going to take the roller ball and I'm just going to kind of squiggle a little bit. We'll just start with that one right now. I'll put this on here. Well, with the roller ball, it does definitely go on a little bit lighter. Yeah, lighter, not heavier. Not lighter in color, but lighter in weight. So I'm just adding a little bit of I don't know, shine, coolness, weirdness, all of the above. I really, really don't know if you can see this, but I really, really like how it worked on that. So I'm going to kind of do some more on that. Let's do, no, I don't want to mix them. I don't have another container for the mix. So let's go ahead and pour this one in here. And just in case I didn't get all of that, let's go ahead with a little of the gold. And as I'm going to pop it right in here because hopefully I got most of the copper off. And it's so cool if you can see this really up close. It is like all these tons of different colors in it. So that's what we've got so far. I really like that. I think that just changed the whole look of this. And honestly, something I'm not liking is the girl. I thought she was going to be my focal, and I don't know. For now she's staying, but that doesn't mean she will. I think the embossing powder just changed the whole style, and she just doesn't fit anymore. But maybe we can keep her. Okay, I think we probably could use a little right here, and maybe a little right here. We'll just put a lot on, see what happens. Let's put the gold over here. This is probably the worst part about the embossing, is having to shake off your paper. Now let's go with the copper, which copper is my very favorite. I make lots of things with copper, and I've made a ton of copper jewelry. I think we're okay. I think I like this. I do think I want to do one more thing. This is a bit yellow here, so let's kind of mess it up. Let's go with the gold. There we go. Excuse me. So I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this. Save myself some from spilling all this stuff. And I think I like this. I think I like this a lot. Something else that I could have done and I maybe should have done is slice this open so I could put something with a tab so it came out. That would be really cool too. And I still need something to put in my book plates. So I think I need some cool words. And I don't know if I have a lot of cool words anymore. So this one will have to do. And then I also have my number stamp. And this is just numbers. It's not a year or anything. It's just numbers. And I love it. I just love to put numbers everywhere. So let's just add some numbers, hit and miss. I usually switch it around and put different numbers in the alignment. So there. I didn't really add much, but I just seen it when I was in there in the drawer. So let's take a piece of this. So I'm going to take this little piece that we know what's going to fit in there, and I'm going to stamp Wisdom. I hope it's kind of straight, kind of centered. Yeah, I wish I'd have done it in black, but I don't know that I can get over that. So we're going to just pull out the black, and we're going to try, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just cut another piece of paper. Yep, I didn't figure I'd get it right. That's kind of one of those you're really lucky if you do. Much better, much, much better. So I had tore another little piece of paper. I think this was it. And I'm going to fold that like this. And let's hope we have staples in the tiny stapler. Oh, we do. Give it a couple of staples. Yeah, I know it's not centered now. I thought this was cut. I had it cut to size, but I guess I didn't. So there's our little word, and you pull it out and change it if you need a different word for another day. So that's my page. It will close like this. I think I'll try to kind of lightly decorate the backs, and every page is going to be a flip out in this book. So I think that, you know, like on here, I'm going to, maybe I'll just paint it and then write on it and take a little picture of the 6 items because I have a little tiny printer, and put it on here and kind of have a record for it too. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you follow the rest of the people listed in the description below, and enjoy our little exciting challenge. Thanks for watching. You have a great day. Bye-bye.